Peace, y'all. I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to come on today and talk about relationships and how every relationship you go through, no matter how bad it ended, no matter how horrible it was, even if it wasn't horrible, even if it was like amazing, there's a significant lesson that you can take from it. No matter how you feel about that person today, there's always one thing that you can look back at and say, I grew from this. This person taught me something about myself that I didn't know. This person introduced me to a different idea, a new way of thinking, a new experience, a new way to look at life that you can look back and say, oh, it didn't work out, but I actually learned a lot from that. So you know how the story goes. You meet someone, you have an amazing connection in the beginning, and you think that they're going to be the one. You think that this is going to be the one that I spend the rest of my life with. There's not going to be anyone else. It's just me and you until the end, right? Thank you, Disney. Great job. Since we're little kids, that's what we're conditioned to believe. That's what we're conditioned to expect, right? The fairy tale of meeting someone and being with them forever. Every person you meet, in the beginning, you think that this is going to be like a forever thing. Not many people are thinking about the end result, but not everything is meant to be forever. Some things are meant for a season or a reason, right? I think that's the right expression. I think I got that right. Right. So I meet and coach so many people that just got out of a breakup, that are just completely devastated. They don't know where their life is heading. They don't know what to do with themselves. They've been having this experience with another individual that has lasted a long time, or maybe not such a long time. And they're super bummed out about it, and they're super upset about the breakup, and they just don't know how to feel about it. All they can feel is the pain from no longer having that person in their life, which is completely understandable. It's just part of the process. Some people you're going to meet and have an amazing connection with. You might end up in a relationship and things may just not work out the way you expected it to. And that's okay. And it may be difficult to realize that and cope with that in the beginning, because you met another individual that you shared your life with for a certain period of time, and that no longer exists. So it's like, what do I do now? Where do I go? Who am I? Who am I without this person? But no matter how bad that relationship ended, how devastated you are, how much it sucked, how much it broke your heart, there will always be something that you can look back at and say that you learned from that relationship. Once you're past all the heartbreak, the sadness, if you're feeling lonely because you no longer have that person, you're going to be able to uncover certain aspects of the relationship and that other person that benefited you in a way. When I look back at the relationships that I've been in, not only were they a reflection of who I was at the time, but I can also look back at every experience and every relationship I had and say that certain aspects of that relationship led me to where I am today. Certain aspects of that person opened me up to something different that I didn't experience before meeting them. No matter how good or bad that relationship ended, I still carry a part of it with me today. And that could be in how I view the world, my own experience, how I view myself as a person, what I like, what I don't like. I've been in relationships where when I initially met someone, inside I always knew that this wasn't going to be the person that I was with in the long run. But I needed that person. I needed to be with that person in that particular time to help me learn some lesson, to help me grow in a certain way. I may have not necessarily wanted it at that time, but there was another aspect of myself that said, you know what, let me just try this out. Let me just see where it goes. But intuitively, I knew that it wasn't going to work out. But again, I look back and I learned a lot from this person. There's always going to be certain qualities in someone that you're with that you wish you had yourself as well. So after the breakup, you might take away certain aspects of that person and carry that on within yourself and build from that. It's like little takeaways you get here and there. You can always find at least one thing that you took from that entire experience or from that person that's going to help you grow as a person and take the next step. At the end of the day, breakups are never going to be something that's super easy to get over. It's always going to take some time to get over it, to be okay with the fact that you're no longer with this person that you shared a certain amount of time with. But once that's over, you're going to be able to see the picture a little bit more clearer. You're going to be able to see that this person wasn't meant to be with you in the long run, that this person was brought into your life to teach you a certain lesson about yourself, or to help you come to certain realizations about what you want or what you don't want, what you tolerate, what you don't want in a future partner, what you want more of, what you want less of. There's always a lesson to be learned. And I know it's really hard to look back and look at the positive aspects of a relationship that didn't work out because of how you felt during it, how they treated you, how you felt you could have been treated better. But I promise you that if you take a closer look, you're gonna find certain things that you came out of stronger or better or wiser, and that you learned from that entire experience. No matter how bad it ended, no matter how bad they treated you, you took something away from that experience that you'll be able to carry on into the next experience. And this doesn't just apply to relationships, this applies to friendships, coworkers, anyone that you spend a lot of time with, period. There is meaning to every person you encounter. And when you meet someone new and everything is going really well, try not to think of it as this is the one I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. As I said, not everyone that you encounter is going to be in it for the long run. Some people we encounter for that specific moment in time, we needed it at that particular time, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be in the picture in a year, 2, 5, 10 years from now. And that's okay. You need those relationships that don't work out to kind of get to that point where you finally meet someone and it does turn out to be very positive and loving, and that ideal relationship that you've been thinking about or wanting for a long time. But you need the stepping stone relationships to get to that relationship where it finally does work out and everything just clicks. And I get that it's so easy to hold a grudge. It's so easy to be bitter, to be mad at someone for how they treated you, for how things didn't work out, for what they put you through. But if you can take a step back and just look at the overall picture and just say, thank you for putting me through that experience. I needed that to shake me up. I needed that to realize what I tolerated and accepted at that point in my life, what I no longer want to accept in someone new, things about me that I want to change, how I feel about myself, and what I deserve, what I feel I deserve from another person. Thank you for putting me through that lesson, and just be able to move on from that and just look to the future with a brighter outlook on things. Sometimes you don't have a choice, but ending a relationship's on a bitter, angry, hateful type of energy, it makes it harder to recover from, and just to be able to forgive the person and yourself and for everything you went through. It makes it a little bit harder to kind of detach yourself from it and move on when things end like that. So when the relationship is over, spend some time with yourself, take some time to heal, really sit with yourself and everything you're feeling and your perspective on the relationship. Time heals all. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week, but over time, one day you'll be able to laugh at the experience. I promise you, you'll be able to laugh at what you went through. Hopefully, maybe. Don't let another person or an experience that you had with someone for a certain amount of time keep you in a low vibrational state to where you can't pick yourself back up again and continue living your life. Don't let anyone bring you that low. Don't let any experience keep you in that vibration. You'll be there, you might be there for a while afterwards, which is normal. It's totally fine. But love yourself enough to pick yourself up out of that and just move on with life. That was an experience that happened. It was a moment in time that you learned from, that you grew from, that made you into who you are today. That's what you needed at the time, and it no longer serves you, and you're just looking forward to the next experience. Always look forward. Please share this video with someone that just went through a breakup and might need a different perspective or a little uplifting or encouragement to move on and keep going forward. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And that's all for today, folks.